Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Korra news update video, but this is also going to be my first book 3 change speculation video. This one's going to be going into K309 The Stakeout. Now the reason I haven't done a speculation video for the other episodes has been because obviously with the Mexican leaks I knew about basically what was happening from episode up to episode 6. Going into episode 7, there wasn't a whole lot to say because we knew the story was switching over to the Air Temple stuff, and it was really the start of the Air Temple stuff, so there wasn't a lot to say other than I think we're going to get Air Temple stuff. And then going into episode 8, we knew what was going to happen. It was going to be really action focused, kidnapping, and then there was no real way to predict that all the mystery would come out towards the end. But now that it has, I think it's a good point to start speculation videos for the book. So yeah, first of all, I'll start with the news. Main bit of news is just that the UK premiere, UK/Ireland I should also say, premiere of Legend of Korra Book 2 Spirits, definitely Book 2, not Book 3, is finally taking place tonight, Wednesday, July 30th. It's been a long time coming because I was told months ago before the Book 2 USA premiere that it was going to air over here very quickly after America. That's obviously not the case because it's only happening tonight when Book 3 change in America is nearly over, so either way that's the case. The premiere details are as follows. It's going to air tonight on Nickelodeon at 8:30 at night. One episode, just Rebel Spirit, but the more interesting thing is how the rest of the book's going to air. It's not going to be weekly on Wednesday, it's going to be, an episode tonight at 8:30, an episode tomorrow at 8:30, an episode the next day at 8:30, break over the weekend, and then basically every day of the week apart from weekends the book is going to air. So we're getting 1 to 3 this week, 4 to 9 I think, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 to 8 next week, and then I assume they may do a 2-parter for the finale, so it'll all finish that week. So within 2.5 weeks, the book is basically going to be fully aired. So that's very interesting, the way they're doing it over here. That one episode every night, apart from the weekends. It's obviously starting tonight. So it's interesting the way they're doing it. Very quick, different than the way they aired Book 1. Book 1 over here was done weekly on I think Saturday mornings, but now they've decided weekday nights is the better slot for the show, which could work out well for them, and even the fact that they're doing it one day of the week also could work out pretty good for them. But I suppose for me, all it kind of means is like I'm going to watch them as they air just to kind of get the TV experience I didn't get having to watch the UK kind of live streams and stuff like that. But I think it means the Book 2 Spirits DVD will probably come out over here. It's finally going to be kind of confirmed to coming out over here, so that's good. I don't know what this means for Book 3 over here though. Does this mean we're getting it earlier or what? Because the interesting thing is that now that Korra is not going to be on TV in America anymore, it's only going to be digital, the same probably won't be the case over here. If Book 3 comes over here, it will probably air on TV, which means that UK will have it on TV and America will never have some parts of Book 3 or 4 on DVD. Not DVD, on TV. So that's going to be interesting to see how the UK does the rest of the premieres, because Book 2 aired on TV, Book 2's aired on TV over here as well. And not much else to say other than that. I'm not going to do any major coverage of Book 2 again, just for the premiere, but just to say that I'm looking forward to seeing Book 2 again, even though I just recently watched the DVD. It's going to be fun to get the TV experience. Final thing I just want to say is just that obviously the switch to digital for Book 3 is happening obviously this week. The new episode 9, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, is going to air on Friday. I just really briefly want to talk about how you actually go about watching the episode on Friday, especially if you're not from America like myself. The episode is going up at 12 Eastern in the middle of the day, obviously American time, Eastern time. That's when the episode is going to go up on nick.com. Now, that is about 5 p.m. I think my time, 4 p.m. for a lot of Europe. British Standard Time is what I'm on right now, being in Ireland. But yeah, it'll go up at nick.com. Now, naturally, people outside of America, I think only some parts of Canada have access to nick.com, won't be able to accessnick.com because it'll just redirect you to your own Nickelodeon. Like when I go on normally, I get redirected to nick.co.uk, which obviously doesn't have the episode. So to access it the way I do it, I have two ways that I do it. The main way and easiest way I find is TunnelBear, which is a program you can download. Just go to tunnelbear.com, you download it, you sign up for an account, and once that's signed up, you verify it via email. All you have to do is open up the program, log in, you turn the program on, you set it to America, and then you can use the internet as if you were from America. Now the thing with TunnelBear is that it's basically you as a free user you have a kind of a certain data allowance. I think it's 500 megabytes to start off with. But the thing is, you may seem like, wow, if I need this to like work for like 5 episodes or something like that for the rest of the book, won't it all run out? All you have to do is basically turn it on until the video starts to load. Then you can turn it off, and it still like loads as if you're from America, but you're not using all your data. That's the way I do it, and it's fairly easy. But even then, I don't think the episode will be that big of a file. So I think just leaving it on the full time should work at least for a couple of episodes. It gets renewed. It goes back up to 500 at the end of every month. But if you don't want to worry about a data limit, the other way is Ola Better Internet, which I'm struggling to remember now. Is it an extension or a program? I think it's an extension for Chrome at least. You can download it. It's fairly easy. Obviously HOLA Better Internet. And all it is just a little thing up in the corner on your browser where you just click it and say, I want to browse the internet as if I was from, in this case, America, to accessnick.com. It's not as reliable as TunnelBear in that sometimes it doesn't like connect to the USA kind of server or whatever. So TunnelBear is, I think, the better option and more reliable anyway. But that's the way I do it. Obviously, being from Ireland, the way I've had to do it for 2.5 books of Korra already so far. So that's one way to do it. And then I think for all the other ways that it's going to be available, like through Amazon and stuff like that, I think you can make American accounts on these sites and get the episodes that way, which you obviously have to buy them. I just wanted to talk about that briefly. But yeah, speculation for episode 9. That's the primary thing I'm here to talk about. The main thing I want from episode 9 is to find out about the Red Lotus. I want them this episode to really mention that for the first time this book, because as much as the whole fandom's been calling them that now because of the what we found on the Nickelodeon website a few weeks ago, Red Lotus hasn't actually been mentioned or shown in the show. It's been part of all the kind of promo materials for the book, the White Lotus changing to red as part of the book 3 logo, but no one's mentioned Red Lotus. No one has shown a Red Lotus or anything like that. Only reference of this evil villain group to Lotus has been that they're against the Order of the White Lotus, which plays into things that, and obviously with the end of episode 8, it kind of puts in play that it's not just this group of 4 benders that's this group. It also includes Aiwei. He's working for them, and then potentially a lot of other people working for them as well. So I think this episode coming up, and potentially like the next one, episode 10, has the potential and really should be the episodes that finally tell us what this villain group is about, because we don't know what their motives are. We don't really know Zahir, Pili, Minghua, and Gazan as characters that much. We know a little bit about Zahir because he's had more of a speaking role, but especially Pili, Minghua, and Gazan, they're kind of nothing as characters right now. All they are is people who have great powers and they're part of an interesting group. Them as people right now are kind of blank slates, and that needs to be filled out. So I really hope we get some characterization on Zahir and his group in this book, especially what their motive is and why they want Korra. And I think that may be what happens in the episode, because the setup that we have just from the description and the clip we've seen is that they go to the Misty Palms Oasis searching for Aiwei to find out about the group, and I think at some point they either encounter the group or end up finding out information about them. So this should be a really important episode coming up now. The Stakeout, obviously there's some sort of, like they know they're going to be here, and maybe Team Avatar like waits and kind of spies on them, finds out information. but we're not really sure. The only other thing is that, we know Misty Palm's Oasis from Avatar. That was basically where we first kind of found out about, I think that was pretty much where we first found out about the Order of the White Lotus in Avatar. Iroh talking to his friend Fung, I believe his name was, and playing the game, the amazing lines about it, the door opens wide or something like that. It was pretty good, and Zuko was kind of left out. So it'd be interesting if we get introduced to another Lotus group. Obviously, with Bolin and Asami are going to play Pai Sho in the next episode, by the looks of things. So there's going to be that nice reference coming up, and I do hope we get some reference to everything going on here. Other thing to mention is that Misty Palm's Oasis is near the desert, which is obviously the Siwang Desert, which is where sandbenders are from. Now, we know that Su Yin used to be part of a sandbender commune, and we know that Ai Wei has that little pot thing that Bolin described as like a desert on a jar. So we're kind of hoping that there's some sort of connection there, or we assume there is. Which would be really cool, actually, if the sandbender thing really comes into play and explains some stuff, because Su Yin, and if she's good, bad, if she's working for the Red Lotus, or if she's not, and just has some sort of connection to Ai Wei, and kind of has been hiding the fact that she knows she's part of the Red Lotus for herself, or something like that. We don't really know just yet. And that's a cool mystery to have, because I want to like Su Yin, I want her to be a good character, but little things she did last episode really hinted at her kind of being bad, kind of working with Ai Wei. Just a little kind of look she gave. If you look at all those scenes when Ai Wei is kind of mentioned to her, especially the scene when she's being interrogated by Ai Wei, before the interrogation he kind of looks like, okay, what's your name? And then when she answers, she's like, my name is Sugin Beifong at the start, and then locks eyes with him. So there's a potential that there's some sort of lies going on there. And then even later on, when she acts a little bit mysterious, she lies to Lin and then gives Korra and Co the keys to the Jeep. We assume that that's just because she feels betrayed and everything that goes along with that. But it may be the case just that it may just be the case that she really does is working with him or something like that. But on the same time, it could be just that she just really wants him back and does care for him or something like that. So we'll see what comes about with that. I'm not really sure what's happening. One of the last things I really want to mention with speculation is just that I hope we do return to the Northern Air Temple for just like a scene or two in this episode. I'd like to see Opal arriving and what her interactions are like with Tenzin, with Jinora, Milo, Iki, Kai, and all these new airbenders. I'd like to see how she adapts. Like, is she going to end up being one of the top students, like kind of Kai is, or what? Does she adapt to it very well at all? Then there's a slight connection with Opal and Tenzin, just because of the whole, Tenzin used to date Lin, and he probably has met Sue at some point in their childhood, but he probably hasn't met Opal before, though knows about her. So there'll be an interesting connection there if that comes about. And then just her meeting all of these characters is going to be interesting, just because we don't really know what sort of involvement the whole airbender side of things is going to really have in the season at large. The only thing I can think is that apparently the group is going to get captured by the Earth Queen at some point, and it would make sense that the airbenders teaming up are the ones to kind of take her out, because throughout this book it seems like that all the airbenders, most of them have come from being saved from the Earth Queen and deciding to become air nomads. And it would make sense that they're ultimately the ones to save other people from the Earth Queen, as a nice kind of switched roles throughout the book. So I hope we get to see the airbenders again. Otherwise, it's just kind of this kind of plot way in the background, because Jinora has really moved up the ranks as like a main character, and I'd like to see more of her in the book, and especially just see how Tenzin has adapted, has he changed his teaching style, and so on. Other than that, it's just going to be cool to get to see Team Avatar, on their own again, not with all these kind of more adult characters around, kind of telling them what to do or stuff like that. Just Team Avatar on their own, investigating, just like Team Avatar from Avatar: The Last Airbender. They were on their own investigating, And it's going to be very, I assume there's going to be a lot of references to when Team Avatar went to the Misty Palms Oasis, just like this Team Avatar is going to go to the Misty Palms Oasis, so can't wait to see what they do with that. Um, is there anything else to really mention? Let me think. Don't know if they'll do anything with Bolin and the metal bending in this book, in this episode, but who knows? We may see some of that. I do wonder will we get any more scenes with Zhao Fu. Sue said she was gonna like deal with Lin in the morning. Will that be where like we see the turn? Because in the few clips we've seen of future episodes, it seems like kind of Lin is on her own getting involved in the fight. So maybe her and Sue have a proper fight, and she does reveal herself to be evil, and there's that kind of betrayal there. I'm not sure. I do hope we get to see some scenes in Zhao Fu though, just to kind of conclude things there and see what happens. But yeah, that's been my speculation and some Korra news. Thanks for watching this video, and bye.